Hello and good evening. Welcome to All in Vedicus webinar series. I'm Dr. Deepak Kumar and coming with the second episode of this webinar series. As you know, guys, this webinar series is the initiative of our Vedicus Foundation, and you know very well we are working for social welfare, especially for the welfare of children and women. And today webinar is going to be very informative because the topic of the today webinar is a burning topic of the world. We are going to cover in this webinar series about the anemia. Anemia is a very common problem, especially in developing countries like India, Pakistan, and other countries of South Asia, as well as in Africa. When we go through the data, I'm surprised anemia account for about 8.5 lakh annual death worldwide. And if we talking about the Asia and Africa, both the continents contribute about 75% of mortality. And the major cause of anemia is malnutrition. That's why this disease is more predominant in underdeveloping countries. So guys, the speaker of the today webinar series is a very renowned professor, HOD, as well as she's a very renowned author. Ma'am wrote so many books, and she's the expert of diagnostic technique in our Ayurveda field, which is known as Prakriti Pariksha. Prakriti Pariksha is a unique diagnostic technique which is specialized person to person. So I would like to welcome Dr. Swati Chobe, ma'am. And I'm very fortunate. I got honored to welcome you, ma'am. You are the professor in Tilak Ayurved College, Pune. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. Please, ma'am, please continue your lecture and give us your words of wisdom. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much for my kind introduction. Before proceeding to my talk, I would like to thank Vedicus for inviting me to give lecture on anemia. As Deepak told, anemia is a grave, serious problem of the globe, whether it is developing country or developed country. So, I would like to share management of anemia with Ayurveda and how Ayurveda will help us to stay away from anemia, and every mankind can be healthy with the knowledge and for incorporating Ayurveda in day-to-day life. So let's begin with anemia. Before proceeding to anemia, I would like to share that Ayurveda, I hope everybody knows what is Ayurveda. Ayurveda is composed of two words, Ayu and Veda. And this Ayu means life and Veda means knowledge. Ayurveda is a science which gives knowledge about happy and healthy life. It also encompasses the knowledge with which we can adopt healthy lifestyle by using its fundamentals. I would like to say a few words about Ayurveda, that Ayurveda is the first medicinal science on the earth which has got divine origin. This Ayurveda is composed of, according to Ayurveda, human body is composed of Dosha, Dhatu and Mala. I hope listeners know basics of Ayurveda. Otherwise, I would like to throw some light about basic constituents of body. So, as modern medicine says, every human body is composed of trillions of cells. Every body, like that, human body is composed of 3 doshas, 7 tissues and 3 malas. What are these doshas? Doshas are biological controlling principles that control all physiology, while tissues are called as dhatus, which are called as building blocks or connective tissue of the tissues of the body, and they are 7 in number. And mala, they are the waste products which has to be get eliminated every day from the body. So these three doshas are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. And this Vata dosha controls all locomotions, all movements of every organ. Like we talk, we walk, we hold some object. Our heart is contracting and relaxing every bit. Everything is controlled by Vata dosha. While Pitta dosha controls digestion and transformation. It controls metabolism, transformation. While Kapha is meant for growth. Well, there are 7 tissues with which every organ is formed of. There are 7 dhatus like plasma, rasa, rakta, blood, muscle tissue, mausa, meda, fat, asthi, bone, majja, nervous tissue, and shukra, which is called as reproductive tissue. Out of which I am going to discuss about second tissue, that is called as rakta dhatu or blood tissue, which get deranged in the disease called as anemia. So let's go ahead with blood or rakta dhatu as anemia. Since Vedic era, the anemia is the disease from which mankind is suffering. So references of anemia we can find in the Ayurveda. So what is this anemia? What is the definition of anemia? Let's see. There is no difference in definition of anemia according to Ayurveda or modern medicine. Anemia means less hemoglobin percentage or less red blood cells in the blood according to modern medicine, due to which person look very pale, person suffers from fatigue, person gets exertional dyspnea or breathlessness due to anemia. The same thing is described in Ayurveda, that disease in which person looks very pale or white, that disease is called as anemia or pandu. What is this anemia according to Ayurveda? When rakta dhatu or blood get decreased, then person start to look paler. This is called as anemia. And what are the causes of this anemia? Before going further to see causes of anemia, let's see what are the functions of blood according to Ayurveda. In Ayurveda, blood means whole blood, which is composed of plasma and blood cells, or rasa and rakta dhatu. While according to modern medicine, blood is composed of plasma, which is 90% water, and then red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. So we have to learn something about physiological aspect about blood or rakta dhatu. So this rakta dhatu is red in color and which is formed from the digested food. And this rakta dhatu serves the function of tissue oxygenation. It provides oxygen, it combines with oxygen, and it is supplied to every cell to do physiological activities. And this supplying of oxygen, it is called as jivana according to Ayurveda, and this jivana function is very important for sustaining of life. And when due to some wrong food or lifestyle, this rakta dhatu is not formed properly, person might get anemia, which is called as pandu. Literal meaning of pandu is to look pale or whitish. So this rakta dhatu is formed and stored in liver and spleen according to Ayurveda. So liver plays important role in the storage of blood, in the purification of blood according to Ayurveda. According to Ayurveda, there are few more factors which contribute in the normal biosynthesis of Rakta Dhatu. So what is the first factor? The first factor which contribute in the proper functioning of Rakta Dhatu, proper synthesis of Rakta Dhatu is proper nutritious diet. So what is proper nutritious diet for Rakta Dhatu? Proper nutritious diet for Rakta Dhatu is green leafy vegetables which contains iron and folic acid, iron and folate. Then diet which has enough proteins. That proteins and iron both are essential for the biosynthesis of Rakta Dhatu. So our meal must have vegetables and proteins, and this protein we can derive from pulses and meat like eggs, then chicken, then all animal products, and from milk also we can get enough proteins from which we need enough Rakta Dhatu or blood is formed. So everyone must have enough proteins and enough green leafy vegetables in the meals for normal synthesis of blood. But eating proteins and eating green leafy vegetables is not sufficient. So what is the next factor which helps in biosynthesis? Well functioning of digestive system is very much important for digestion of green leafy vegetables and proteins and other parts of other constituents of the diet. Why? Because when these proteins and green leafy vegetables will get digested properly in the gut or intestine, then only they will get absorbed in the blood, and then liver can manufacture blood in a proper quantity. And then liver also controls bone marrow functions, stem cell functions. So liver functions are most important. So we must protect our intestines and our liver for proper functioning of proper synthesis of blood. Then this liver contains type of pitta which is called as Ranjak pitta, which is important for digestion and synthesis of Rakta Dhatu. So never forget to protect your intestines, your digestive system and liver. So what are the causes of anemia that we have to look for? So according to Ayurveda, diet and lifestyle, wrong diet and wrong lifestyle is a root cause of every disease. In the same way, wrong diet like excess bakery products, high intake of sour and salty food, high intake of alcohol consumption and pungent food, they are the if you eat this type of food or if you drink more and more alcohol, that will imbalance your pitta dosha, that will imbalance your Rakta Dhatu, and person may suffer from anemia. So you have to take care of your diet. Lifestyle also contributes anemia. So excess exercise, suppression of natural urges, these are the most important causes of anemia. So what are these urges? Urges means you have to eliminate stool every day. Your bowel must be regular. You must eat food whenever you are hungry. You must eat food. Whenever you feel like passing stool, you have to pass stool. You have to pass urine. You should not hold these natural urges. Otherwise, that will vitiate, that will imbalance your physiology, and that will imbalance your blood, and that will result in anemia. So excess suppression of natural urges is the another important cause of anemia. Then there are few causes of anemia in women that we have to consider, because woman is the one who is backbone of the family, who is backbone of the society. Woman is one who is going to give birth to healthy child. So we have to consider causes of anemia in women. There are few causes which are additional in women due to which women suffer from anemia. So what are these causes? The first cause is after adolescence age. After the age of 12 to 13, woman starts menarche. Woman gets monthly menstrual cycle, and every month she lose about 50 ml of blood or more than that in 4 days. So blood every month, due to blood loss in the monthly menstrual cycle, women are more likely to have anemia in her reproductive life. So anemia in women is more common due to this monthly loss of blood in her sexual cycle. The another cause of anemia in women is pregnancy-induced anemia, because in pregnancy demand of blood is more in the woman's body, because that woman's body has to nourish herself and also has to nourish growing baby inside her womb. So if this pregnant lady do not eat sufficient nutritious food, then she might suffer from insufficient blood, insufficient hemoglobin, and that is called as anemia. And due to anemia, her baby will not get proper nourishment. And the biggest risk factor of pregnancy-induced anemia is preterm birth of that baby, low birth weight of that baby, or due to extreme level, due to anemia, that woman may have intrauterine death of her baby also. So pregnancy in anemia in developing country is more threatening for the mother and child. So pregnancy, family must take care of the woman and proper diet of that pregnant woman. So what to do? What every woman should do? Because this program is about woman empowerment, I think. So what to do to fight anemia with good food and good diet, good lifestyle? The first thing we have to remember that our diet should be very nutritious. So what kind of diet is essential for anemia? That we have to see. The first, we have to eat green leafy vegetables like spinach. It is full of iron and folic acid. Then we have to eat pulses like moong, because moong is very light to digest. So specifically pregnant women should eat sprouted moongs, then green moongs, then chickpea, and enough of eggs. If she is vegetarian, she can have eggs and chicken for growth of her, for proper synthesis of blood. She should have enough soups, because these soups are easily absorbable, easily digestible. Sometimes if your digestion is not proper, even if you eat meat, iron in the meat is not absorbable. Iron in the meat is not absorbable if your digestive system is not working properly. So when you are eating meat or when you are eating dal and rice, you have to squeeze lemon juice on your food, because lemon juice helps to absorb iron from the food. So even if you are whatever you are eating, vegetarian or non-vegetarian, don't forget to squeeze lemon on the food stuff for absorption of iron from that food. Then carrots are also very good for blood. Carrots are very good. Then amla, Indian gooseberry. Amla is very healthy for proper for anemia. This amla you can take in various form. Like chawanprash is best for anemia. You can eat amla as food also. You can make pickle of amla for good digestion also, and for proper synthesis of blood also. So amla is very good for anemia. Then some fruits are very essential for proper synthesis of blood to fight anemia. What are these fruits? They are easily available. These fruits are the most easily available fruit is pomegranate. Pomegranate is very good for anemia. So every pregnant woman or a child can eat this pomegranate every day, because it is very light to digest, it is easily absorbable, and it keeps liver and your heart healthy. So liver, for healthy heart, healthy liver, you have pregnant woman should eat pomegranate, and it is low cost also. It is cost effective also. It is not expensive. So pomegranate is best for anemia. In Ayurveda, there are many medicines which are formed from amalaki, Indian gooseberry amla, and dadima, pomegranate. So there are, I will tell you one medicine which is formed of dadima, pomegranate, that is dadimadi ghruta. Dadimadi ghruta is very effective in anemia of in pregnancy induced anemia. It is very safe, but one can have pomegranate for proper synthesis of blood. Then about this pregnant woman, if she is eating nutritious food, she is eating meat, she might have tendency of constipation. So to combat this constipation, she has to eat sufficient amount of cow ghee in her diet. She has to eat cow ghee. She has to include cow ghee in her diet. So with warm milk, she can add 1 teaspoon of cow ghee, and she can drink it at night, so that her bowels will be clear next day. So the bowels must be regularly opened, and her liver must be in a healthy state of that pregnant woman for proper synthesis of blood and to combat anemia in pregnancy. We can have nachani. I don't know nachani in English. Can anybody tell nachani in English? All the cereals, they are rich in iron. Like rice is also rich in iron. Rice is also rich in iron. So dals are rich in iron, like pigeon pea, rich in iron. But there are this iron which is present in plants plant iron is very difficult for absorption. So they must be cooked properly. They must be complemented with lemon juice, and then only they become absorbable. And this animal iron means iron present in the meat is that way easily absorbed. So non-vegetarian people or non-vegetarian pregnant women will have enough hemoglobin than the vegetarian woman. So this is so for easy absorption. You have to remember two things. Keep your digestive system healthy and open, and protect your liver for better functioning of better synthesis of hemoglobin. So for that purpose you have to eat many fruits, many vegetables. You have to keep away yourself from alcohol, smoking. These are the few basic lifestyle tips for in the pregnancy, so that pregnant woman will not have anemia and she will give birth to full-term healthy baby. So with Ayurveda, by following diet and proper healthy lifestyle, your pregnancy will be safe. And along with this, you have to visit your gynecologist, because a pregnant woman in the third trimester are more going to get anemic. So in the third trimester, you must take proper rest. This pregnant woman must take proper rest. Pregnant woman must remain stress-free, and pregnant woman must not ignore her diet and keep herself healthy. So this is about anemia, and I would like to share few medicines of anemia. The first herbal medicine which is very useful for anemia is Dhatri Amalaki. Dhatri Amalaki tablets. They are very useful because Dhatri means Dhatri Loha. It is Dhatri Loha. Loha means iron and Dhatri means Amalaki, Indian gooseberry. This Amla and Loha, it is the best combination. It is, and with Ayurveda, they are prepared in such a way that they are easily absorbed. If you take iron compounds, person will get constipation. But if you take Ayurvedic medicines, person will not get constipation, because they are iron in the Ayurvedic medicine are combined with some medicines which will help to not to have constipation, like Navayasa Loha, Dhatri Loha. They are very effective for in the anemia. And this is about pregnancy, diet and lifestyle. One more type of anemia is there, that is called as anemia of chronic inflammation. It is becoming more and more concern topic for the physicians. Anemia of the chronic inflammation. This anemia of chronic inflammation, people suffer from this anemia, whether that person or those people are from developed countries or developing countries, because this anemia of chronic inflammation is due to chronic diseases like rheumatoid arthritis or chronic renal failure. All these patients also suffer from anemia, which is called as anemia due to chronic inflammation. And this anemia is because of deranged function of liver. You have to remember that I told you in the beginning, you have to keep your liver healthy, because it is a root of blood, it is the root of Rakta Dhatu. So for proper synthesis of blood, your liver must be healthy. And in chronic diseases of inflammation, in chronic inflammatory diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, this liver get deranged, and due to deranged functions of liver, it loses its control on iron absorption, and less iron is absorbed from your intestine, and people suffer from anemia. So anemia is due to chronic inflammation is the most current sensitive issue. Like patient is suffering from rheumatoid arthritis last 10 years will suffer from anemia, because rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease, and due to this autoimmune inflammatory disease, and due to this inflammation, liver will secrete more and more one hormone that is called as hepcidin, and it will not allow iron to absorb in the blood, and patient will suffer from anemia. So we have to give medicines which will act on liver, like aloe vera. Aloe vera is the best medicine. It is a hepatotonic. It will help to improve liver functions. So aloe vera is best, like Kumari Asav. Kumari Asav is a kadha, is a liquid kadha which is formed, the main ingredient of which is Kumari or aloe vera, which is best for liver, to stimulate liver function. The other Ayurvedic medicine is Falat Trikadhi Kadha, which will also enhance liver functions, and which will enhance digestion and absorption of all food material, all nutrients, especially iron, and from which proper blood will be formed, and patient will not suffer, patient will recover from the anemia. So this is all about anemia and food and management of anemia with Ayurveda. So keep your bowels, keep your stomach healthy, keep your liver healthy, eat proper food, have proper sleep, and stay away from stress. These are the tips, or these are the Ayurvedic tips which are helpful for all people, including pregnant women.
Thank you, ma'am. You explain such a complex topic in a very simplified manner, and beautifully you also explain the medicines of Ayurveda here, ma'am. As you know, it's a very grievous disease and separated at the community level. Ma'am, you know, these days Ayurveda is very highlighted, and people are looking towards us about the treatment of every complex problem. So, ma'am, there is any specific protocol for anemia, how to deal with this disease by every Ayurvedic physician?
For Ayurvedic physician, I should explain. There is one question, I think.
Yeah, ma'am, there is a question.
Clomid is there.
Last formula for the proper functioning of the liver. Now he want to know about the proper functioning of liver. What is the last formula you explain?
Last formula means chronic inflammation?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, the chronic inflammation. Hi, Dr.
Oh,
Chobhe.
Hello. See, if person is suffering from chronic inflammation, chronic inflammation means, like I will give example of rheumatoid arthritis.
Yes,
ma'am.
Rheumatoid arthritis, there is inflammation of joints.
Yes.
And it is an autoimmune disease.
Yes.
Autoimmune disease means body forms antibodies against its own organs or tissues. That is called as autoimmune disease.
Yes.
So when this rheumatoid arthritis become chronic, then ultimately Due to this chronicity, liver start to get damage. Liver start to get damage, and liver produces one hormone which is called as hepcidin. And this hepcidin controls iron metabolism. It balances iron metabolism. If body needs more iron, are you listening? If body needs more iron, it will help to absorb more iron. If body doesn't need more iron, if body has enough storage of iron, it will not allow to absorb more iron. But in chronic inflammatory diseases, this liver secretes more hepcidin, which don't allow iron to enter blood. And so, iron is not entering the body, iron is not getting absorbed. Iron is required for hemoglobin synthesis, and if iron is not available, enough hemoglobin will not get formed, and patient will suffer from anemia, patient will suffer from fatigue, patient will have breathlessness, patient will start looking pale, patient will have pallor. That is called as anemia due to chronic inflammatory diseases, which is currently now very much common, and so you have to take care of liver. And this dhatri loha, dhatri means amala and loha means iron. This dhatri loha help to reduce hepcidin and help to absorb iron for proper synthesis of hemoglobin. This is the...
So you give also dhatri loha to patients with autoimmune disease.
Autoimmune disease, because in autoimmune disease later on patients suffer from anemia. So in this type of anemia, this dhatri loha is very important. Such type of research had been done.
And you don't use the tapyadi loha?
Tapyadi loha is also used. Tapyadi loha, but today I was giving importance more on food, and let the food die medicine, medicine die the food. So I emphasized on amla, I emphasized on pomegranate, I emphasized on moong specifically.
Yeah. So the formula you said for that goes to arthritis, to RA, is also dhatri loha. This is a good formula also.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you again, darling.
Thank you, ma'am. I think our audience is satisfied with the answer.
Yes, show me. I know. We know each other very well.
Many years.
Yeah, for many years we know each other.
Okay, ma'am.
So, any questions?
Actually, ma'am, I was asking about any specific protocol of Ayurveda for the treatment of anemia.
Yeah, for Ayurvedic protocol, looking at the recent advances, we have to take care of our intestine, because whatever you eat must be available to tissues. And for that purpose, it has to undergo good digestion and absorption. Without digestion and absorption, nutritious food is useless. So you have to give medicines like Deepan Pachan, which will stimulate digestive fire, which will stimulate Pitta. So first you have to concentrate on digestion and absorption. You have to concentrate on liver, and along with that you have to give Mandura Bhasma, Tapyadi Loha, Dhatri Loha, Falatrikadi Kadha, etc.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Guys, you can see and learn here a lot, a complex problem and a big challenge for modern medicine. Anemia is a symptom as well as complication of so many diseases. and unfortunately due to lack of knowledge, people leads to death. But by following simple techniques, by changing your food habits, your lifestyle, you can protect
One more
yourself
thing.
from such
One
disease.
more. One more thing I would like to share that
Yeah, sure, ma'am, sure.
there are some food items which opposes iron absorption, like tea, coffee, alcohol. They opposes absorption of iron, and so people who drinks lot of tea and coffee and other beverages, who are taking antacids, they
Yes, sir.
they suffer from anemia.
Thank you, ma'am. If anybody have any question, you can ask. I think, ma'am, there is no any question.
Okay.
You explain in a very simple way, and thank you so much for this informative session. I learned a lot, ma'am, by changing. So you can focus on your diet, your lifestyle, and by avoiding few things and modifying your food habits, concentrate on your bowels and other basic things. You can protect yourself from anemia. And still, if you have any query, you can contact us on WhatsApp, Vedicus Foundation, as well as visit our website. And still have, if someone is suffered from anemia or any other issue, you guys can contact to Dr. Swati Chobe, ma'am.
I can just say, if there isn't the anemia is starting, the iron is okay, but the ferritin, the iron warehouse, the ferritin is low. Is Datariloa will also do good to help.
Ferritin is also stored in liver.
Yeah. Okay.
So ferritin is also stored in liver, and if you have iron deficiency, then also your ferritin will become low.
Yeah,
And
sometimes
so
it's
you have to take care of liver.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Dal. Thank you. It was interesting. It was nice to hear you again and see you again.
Yeah, I am also very glad to see you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And
Thank
I'm
you.
also feeling very fortunate to part of this session. So liver
I
is
am
the
also
root cause.
thankful. I am also thankful to Vedicus and Aditya,
Okay.
Mr. Aditya Jain and Opera for inviting me for this lecture.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And before this session, I'm feeling after reading it's a very complex problem, and I'm sad. And but after this session, I'm confident, and I feel by just watching this session, we can protect so many lives. So I would share this session with so many other people. And thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I think we should end this session now. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.